Well, we're finalizing plans today, but there's a lot of things that TSA does. It doesn't require like specialized training, right? Like you have exit lanes where people leave the airport. Now people try to enter those exit lanes. That's a security breach. Well, an ICE agent can maintain those exits, and that allows a TSA officer to go back to screening to move people through quicker. ICE can check identification before people enter the screening area, right?
That was Border Czar Tom Homan yesterday speaking about the president's plan to send hundreds of ICE agents to airports with security lines of 3 hours or more in a move to supposedly address the impact the partial DHS shutdown is having on TSA workers. And we were holding up earlier today this front page of the Daily News. I mean, this sort of menacing picture of an ICE agent with a mask. Do you really want that at the nation's airports? President Trump has just weighed in on Truth Social, saying that the president is a big proponent of ICE wearing masks as they do their job out in the country, looking for migrants. I won't get into how he describes them. However, he says he does not want them to wear masks while they're at the airport. So the president backing off of that. But at the same time, of course, Democrats, one of their demands to authorize this funding going through is, well, these ICE agents need to take their masks off and act like every other law enforcement agency in this country.
Yeah, I introduced initially the No Secret Police Act, which was the first bill that would have unmasked ICE last May. We have well over half of Democrats who are on that. It is so obvious and so simple that no, we don't have our criminal law enforcement agents who are actually going after bad guys in masks. Why are civil immigration enforcement officers doing it? Now, the thing about what Tom Homan said that I found particularly striking is ICE officers will be checking ID. Interesting. What are they going to do with their Palantir funded and supplied database and technology? We want ICE officers at our airports checking ID. This is Donald Trump yet again falling back to what is his only play, which is to double down, to dig in, to send more ICE officers out into our airports now to terrorize our passengers waiting in line for hours. Why doesn't he take the deal that John Thune had reached, that is on the House floor right now, to fund TSA, as well as every other agency except for CBP and ICE? So he's saying, oh, no, we can't do that. We're going to send ICE officers to help TSA. Well, we could pass a bill today, if the president would agree to it, that would send all of the TSA officers back there and be able to keep our lines short. Instead, he wants to terrorize our airports. It's just his way of doing things.
And Leader Schumer was on earlier confirming the Punchbowl News reporting from today that Leader Thune, the Senate Majority Leader, went to the president and said, we could do this and we could deal with the ICE stuff later, but we could have a deal right now to get this back. And the president rejected it, saying, no, don't do this until you vote on the Save America Act, which, of course, Schumer said would purge millions of Americans from the voter rolls.
This is so typical for Donald Trump, such typical elite behavior. He has not been through a TSA line in centuries, if he ever even went through one to begin with. And he does not care about the pain that the ordinary American and ordinary traveler is going through at pretty much in every airport around the country. And if Democrats do not make Donald Trump own this, it will be a complete political failure, because there was a deal. They separated ICE. They separated CBP. John Thune wanted to do it. Republicans wanted to do it. Donald Trump owns the chaos that we see all around the nation that's impacting our economy and impacting our mobility.
Final thought?
Yeah, and also the idea that he would try to hold hostage funding for TSA with the Save America Act is preposterous. And what the people in America need to understand, this is not a voter ID law. This is a proof of citizenship requirement to register. That is very different than voter ID. That means you have a birth certificate or a passport. Now, half of America doesn't have a passport. Do you know where your birth certificate is?
Definitely not.
I do not.
Mine's in a lockbox in rural Mississippi. So.
Right. Well, at least you know where it is. But that is what you would need in order to register. It is a voter suppression bill. It is not a voter ID bill. And that's what he's using to hold up TSA funding. The American people are going to see right through that. And that is unacceptable.
I mean, why aren't Democrats counter-proposing to implement free national ID? Because no one has easy access to their birth certificate, even if they know where it is. So many people don't have a passport. Why not push a national ID free, similar to what in the UK and Canada they have, so that it's not, they don't take away the voter fraud argument and the ID argument, because Americans overwhelmingly want some kind of ID for voting.
Right. The problem is not having ID to vote. The problem is that it costs money to get it. Some people do not have ID. And so you're effectively saying there's a poll tax on voting. That is what it is. That is what voter ID is. And I agree with you. At least I would be happy to support a voter ID law if every single American were provided with identification that demonstrates their citizenship for free by the government.
All right, we'll leave it there. Democratic Congressman Dan Goldman of New York. Congressman, thank you for joining us this morning.